Welcome to this presentation of UPSL Soccer Action, live on YouTube and presented by the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
The World Cup is the talk of the moment, and the rise of talent in American soccer is too. We will see big moments showcasing the sport's growth in the U.S., but those who love the sport understand and recognize the pivotal role of UPSL in growing the culture and building progress. From Meadowcreek Stadium, Limeno, Georgia plays Fountain City FC. I'm Massimo Balou. Thank you for tuning in. Out of the headphones. And we're getting closer to the beginning of the game. Obviously, the two teams are fighting for different purposes. Limeno, Georgia, 15 points right now in the standings, hopefully intending to dominate and later on in the season conquer the division. Fountain City, with only 6 points, fighting for to not be relegated. So much right now. So much right now to fight. Both of the teams, one, to not be relegated, the other one, to have ambitions and compete, maybe to win the division, definitely to be part of the playoffs. We see the referee giving the last talks to the two captains, and in a few minutes, it should be all ready to go. This mic, so this one was not working at the beginning? Okay. The teams gather together. Last words before beginning the battle that will decide who will bring home some very important, if not necessary, 3 points. We're in the middle of the season, but it's these games that make a big difference towards the end. And we were talking about Limeno, Georgia at 15 points. We have Fountain City at only 6. And it is clear that the favorite will be Limeno. They have a lot of young talents and a coach who has international experience. He was, in fact, a player for the Salvadorian national team. He was the captain also. His name is Galdamez, and he's the coach of Limeno. He was given the nickname Mochilla because when he started among the pros, he was so young that people thought he should have still been in school. And that tells you a lot about the early beginnings of this coach, who retired when he was only 34, which is relatively early for a soccer player. He thought he didn't want to have anything to do with soccer, and then later he decided to help his sobrino, his nephew, who wanted to get into the world of soccer. He started training him. Then all his friends and buddies in El Salvador would ask him to train their children too. And then he discovered he had a passion for training. And here he is trying to bring his idea of soccer in the UPSL. Limeno with the ball. Nice on the left. It's already a big chance. Here goes the shot. Goal immediately by Limeno. Not even the time to realize what was happening. And Hameleon puts it in the corner on the right. Very strong beginning, and that does not make it easy at all for Fountain City. It is obvious that as a team who's fighting not to get relegated, the most important thing is keep the defense tight. In this case, they haven't been able to do it. We see the replay. It's a beautiful goal by Hameleon. Here we start again now. Fountain City with the possession of the ball. Obviously, their plans of parking the bus at the beginning of the game to score maybe with some counterattack, as they have done in the season, these ideas are just smoke at this point, because Limeno is in total control, and it's only been 1 minute on the clock. Villa Gomez. Horta goes back to Villa Gomez. Medina here, a little bit of pressure. Finds a good pass though. But Gutierrez, Eduardo Gutierrez, was not able to stop it. To notice there's 2 Gutierrez in the team. One is Eduardo, the other one is Nicolas. Clay. Scheidel puts it down. Good pass. Clearance. Not very clean though. Limeno finds possess again. A little bit of chaos in the 3/4 of the field. And it ends with the possession of Limeno. The change of game here was not very successful. And Martinez can easily control the ball with his feet. Fountain City having a few problems here organizing the possession, and with a little bit of luck they get out of it. I spoke too early. And so Limeno can build again, starting from Medina. Another long pass, unsuccessful. And that's not a great pass for Martinez, who decides to kick it out just to be sure. You do not want to risk in the red area of the field. Gutierrez. Setien tries to cross. Good catch by Martinez. Easy one. He's had to save a lot this season. Fountain City's defense has not been impeccable. They've received a lot of goals, especially on aerial situations. The zonal marking has not been very effective for them. It might be the chance that they reconsider going for a man-on-man, old-style type of marking. Good space here. Referee calls the foul. Mejivar bridged, and that is illegal in soccer, and it's punished with the foul. Garibay. Now Villagomez. Limeno likes to play with few touches, trying to move the ball from one side to the other, not allowing the other team to take any sort of breather. Silby. Rujana. And the pass is too long. The pressure of Limeno is really good, and they're always really close to all the man in red. Long way to go. Much time to make it even. Obviously, things didn't start as planned for Fountain City, but this is the game of soccer. The ball is round. Anything can happen. Long throw, and it's a good one, but Diouf doesn't find the connection with the ball. It's another throw for Limeno. Gutierrez. A lot of men in white in the box defended by Fountain City. Still, no, it's a throw for Fountain City right now. There's a little bit of space. It's a good through ball. It could be a little long, but it seems that Silby is there to get it. Now one-on-one. They tried to double up on him. Fountain City doesn't manage to keep possession, and so it could be a counter-attack, and now Limeno could be dangerous. They lose the time of play, though. Long kick. Goes out. Fountain City has had some problems playing against the teams in the upper part of the standings. Their biggest loss this year against Kalanji Pro Profile. They are the winners of last year's division, but 7-0 was a very tough result to deal with. And here again, Limeno, another shot. And this time, Martinez does a beautiful save with his left foot. Medina now. Limeno continues to be dangerous. Another long kick, and they seem to be something Fountain City is having a hard time to deal with. Here comes another cross in the middle. Good interception. Very good interception. It allows Fountain City to get out of a very tough situation. Now it is true that Limeno is having more chances, but they need to score that second goal, close the game, because it has happened that Scheidel, number 7, the main striker of Fountain City, has found some absolute stunners, beautiful goals. He has been the top scorer for Fountain City. In fact, he has scored 5 goals. He invented an absolute stunner 2 weeks ago from 30 meters with a volley that ended in the right corner of the goal. It was a game against Albion SC. They had a penalty. Martinez saved it. However, it was they had to repeat it because Martinez was not with both of his feet on the white line of the goal. They repeated the goal, the penalty, and the striker missed it again, hitting the post. But let's be careful here because Limeno's pressure is being very effective. Here they come again, and that might have been a handball, but the ref lets it go, and it's another goal. Another goal by Leon. Jaime Leon makes it 2, and now even psychologically, Fountain City needs to react, but it doesn't look from the body language that the players in red seem too convinced of the beginning of the game. (2-0) for Limeno. Scheidel misses the stop. Unusual for him. Definitely not an easy moment for Fountain City, but they need to defend as well as possible instead of thinking of scoring one, because obviously they're having a really hard time with these long kicks. Another chance. This time Valle. Martinez comes out of the goal with confidence, and he has been one of the best players this season. Absolutely nothing he could do on the first or second goal. It's the foul there. Players of Fountain City complaining to the referee, but it seemed pretty clear. It was a contact, and Limeno comes back in possession. Garibaldi. Diouf. Gutierrez now. Diouf again. They move the ball well. And between the lines, through ball. It's not over. Cross in the middle. Deflection. It's a corner. They had a lucky game, a well-played tactical game against Albion SC. They were losing 1-0, and they turned it around with a 2-1 at the 77th minute. Who knows if today could be the case too. Ball outside. Tries to give it a good spin, but Gutierrez puts it way too high. Now we see Martinez running to go get the ball. Doing a little bit of cardio there. Many believe goalkeepers, because they don't run much during the game, they're not as tired as other players, but the psychological pressure a goalkeeper has to go through is something that tires them a lot. In fact, it could be under all sorts of pressure, especially in a game like this one for Martinez, where he's going to be exposed to several shots. Diouf, beautiful pass for him. Class there, misses the pass in precision. But you can tell that the technical level on the Limeno side is something that is going to be a strong asset in the way this game will be shaped. Another long kick. And he reaches it this time again. Cross in the middle. Here it comes. There might have been a handball. That's what they call for. The referee lets them play. Second doubt for a handball there. The first one ended in a goal, though, for Limeno, so there wasn't much contesting there. 1-2, beautiful. And the referee calls for an offside here. They tried to close the triangle, but the movement was a little bit too quick on the side of Gutierrez, who found himself offside. We mentioned Fountain City, but the top scorer for Limeno was Hameleon, who had 5 goals on his side. He goes to 7 after the 2 goals today. Second goal scorer for Limeno is Carlos Horta, together with Juan Panagos. Diouf. A little risky there. Keeps it going. It's clear that Limeno is trying to play on the sides, on the wingers, with long kicks that come both from the midfielders and from the defenders, alternating that with short passes, which make them absolutely unpredictable right now on the field. Carrano. Diouf, Duran gets physical here, but Diouf with class gets out of it. Scheidel on the pressure, he gets it back. A very good job by him. He could change on the other side. Beautiful pass, he's by himself, shot, and he misses. What could have been a great chance to reopen the game. Too bad for Silby, who puts it on the left. The goalkeeper can just watch it as it goes out. Great work by Scheidel, who gets the ball back, passes it on the right, and then when he had the chance to reopen the game, Silby wasted it. Kicking it almost outside of the field to make it a throw is just a goal kick. But it's definitely a good sign for Fountain City, and a sign that this Limeno is not unbeatable. Mekivar for Scheidel. Scheidel keeps it in. Maybe he's going to find a great play. And then on the best part, he loses the ball. Beautiful 1-2 here. Too many red players around him. He loses it. Silby. Goes back to Duran. Difference in mindset right now for Fountain City, who seem to be more responsive. Silby puts it up and maybe looking for Scheidel. Here's his chance, Scheidel! Great save by Medina. He tried with a volley on the counter bounce, but he couldn't put it in the corner. where Medina wouldn't have been able to reach it. Kicks it in his mouth. No problem for him. Just a little bit of fear. Salman. Looking for ideas. Finds one. Nice play there again. Rujana loses the ball on the pressure of Diouf. Leon seems unstoppable. He goes by himself, shoots, and Martinez puts his big foot once again between the ball and the goal and saves his team. And it seems that Leon may have gotten hurt, but it's definitely not something we should worry about. He's already on his feet, walking, ready to score another goal. The most dangerous player by far in Limeno. Setien in the middle. Diouf hits it. But the danger is not over. Villa Gomez goes back, and that's not an area of the field where you want to lose the ball. Too bad. Menjivar misses a pass that could have been pivotal to make that counterattack extremely dangerous. Valle in the middle. Too wide, but it's still Limeno. Good clearance, Valle again. It's a great ball, and Martinez is getting the bricks and putting them in front of the goal. He's received 2 already, but he's done some great saves today. Another corner kick. Never-ending pressure by Limeno. Here comes the cross. This time, it's a man in red to hit it with their head. Quick pace of the game. Very pleasant to watch. Chances more on the side of Limeno, but definitely something that happened also for Fountain City. They had 2 very big chances, which unfortunately they weren't able to take. Bad pass to the goalkeeper, who kicks it out and lets his team breathe. Good rhythm of the game. Gutierrez keeps the ball. Eduardo Gutierrez. Garibay. Back to Medina. 22 minutes on the clock. Chances on both sides. Good rhythm. Setien tries to keep it up, probably receives a foul. The referee doesn't agree with me and lets the players play. Salman. Kick. Salman. Back to Clay. Both teams having a little bit of a hard time organizing and structuring their play. Going through the midfield, we've seen a lot of long kicks, which are obviously part of the strategic way The coaches have prepared this game. A lot of work on the fullbacks, a lot of work from the wingers. And it's obvious that that is where both of these teams are more dangerous, creating spaces, making the field as wide as possible, and dismantling the opposition by enlarging the defense. Scheidel goes in the middle. Denny Duran on the throw. Probably will go for a long one. Silby finds a bit of space. He's not able to put the ball down. It's another throw for Fountain City, who's trying to gain some meters, or yards as you call it here in America. One of the two. Aerial contrast. Diouf clears, blasting the ball away. Martinez takes care of defending that ball because Setien was fearfully moving towards it, and the referee stops the game for a second. Let's look at a replay here. Bad clearance, and then Valle goes for the cross in the middle. Leon hits it again, looking for his third goal of the day, but Martinez makes it clear. No, this one's not coming in. Scheidel. Good ball again for Valle, who has space now. Valle crosses. Leon on the other side. Martinez. Good timing there. Silby tries to go away, but probably should have not done a play like that in that area of the field. Limeno. Here they come. Horta. Villa Gomez. Nicolas Gutierrez. Another long ball. This time for the other Gutierrez, Eduardo, who goes on the one-on-one. It's a nutmeg, but it's not enough because he doesn't get the ball back. And as my coach back in Italy used to say, if you don't get the ball back, it's not a nutmeg. That's what he said after he did one to him. Salaman. Looks for space, loses the ball. Good ball for Setien, a bit too long. Martinez goes up. Looking for Scheidel, who hits it with his head and now puts it down. Beautiful work by him. Physically so strong, and then misses the right touch. Two by himself. He needed the support of one of his teammates, but he was too isolated. So he lost the ball. Medina. He's had to do one save, nothing too spectacular. Fortunately for him, it was a big chance. Scheidel missed the opportunity to inflict damage to Limeno and make reopen the game. But it's all open already. So much time left on the clock. So much time to play. So much time to let something happen. Valle goes away. And the foul is called, yes. And a yellow card, too. He was going in a dangerous area. He could have been doing something for Limeno. That was a tactical foul. And it was pretty tough, too. We look at the replay. He was going away on that one side, and the tackle by Carrano, who deserved the yellow card. Good decision by the referee. Long ball in. Jaime Leon. Jaime Leon, good play, goes away from one player. Jaime Leon! Martinez. Beautiful duel between these two who've been talking back and forth with the ball. Bombs coming from Leon. Massive saves by Martinez. Who's keeping his team alive. Here comes the corner. It's out wide. It's a scheme that I didn't fully understand, and I don't think the team coached by Galdametz understood it either. Not very well played. I wonder if that was supposed to be a shot, a cross. But it was definitely not what it was supposed to be initially, at least in the mind of Gutierrez. In the meantime, the ref stops the game for a second. Water break. It is really hot. A bit of wind is helping, but not enough. Good choice to take a little break in this humid, hot weather in Georgia at Norcross. Let's go back to see the chance created by Leon. Jaime Leon goes away so easily. And here we offered another replay with Valle, who found space on the right, crossed it in, and Martinez, who found the good timing to stop the ball and stop the offense. This was another great opportunity, the one we were talking about before, with Jaime Leon, who goes away from one player, kicks the ball extremely hard. But Martinez today is well positioned, well aware that many other of these chances will come his way, and he will have to be in a very good day to not allow any other goals, because the defense of Fountain City has shown to not be perfect at all times. But it is also true that they have found a way to get inside the defense of Limeno and possibly hurt. Two technical mistakes in front of the goal, one by Silbi, the other one by Shaido, who's less used to it. Could have reopened the game and even made it even. But it seems that the water break is over. We're back in. Throw for Limeno. Horta. Luis Horta. Garibay. Diouf is moving around, creating space for Setien, who has two men on him. Now Salaman. This could be a good counterattack. And the ball is missed. That pass by Horta, who was looking for a through ball there that would have allowed Silbi to be in front of the goal. Too long here. Medina can take all the time in the world, but he decides to continue moving the ball around which is a sign that Limeno is looking for that third. Diouf. Who for technical abilities reminds a little bit Carrasquilla, midfielder from Panama, who did a really good CONCACAF last year. Ball opened on the right. Gutierrez goes away from one, then loses it. Silby now needs to add some pace there, but decides to go back and let his team reorganize. Carrano for Clay. Clay opens up. Rujana. Again, another mistake by the offensive midfielder, who's definitely going to need to switch up the gear if he wants to create more occasions to inflict damage. Diouf. It is obvious that he's the play of the team. He's the one managing all the balls during the build-up of the play. Salman goes away well, finds a good pass with the back of his foot, keeps it for his team. Long ball for Scheidel, who misses it. A lot of physical work is required by Scheidel, who's definitely strong enough to be doing that. Leon tries to go away. This time the defending seems to have given him a harder time, but not really, because he manages to get another corner kick, even though he was a situation of disadvantage. Very quick on his feet, unpredictable. By far the most dangerous play so far. Here comes another corner. On the middle, Martinez with his fist pushes it away. Foul recorded there. Valle. And that was a tough contrast there. Yellow card in the hands of the ref. It's a yellow card for Gutierrez, the right back, who's been pushing really hard and alternating the runs with Valle. He's going to need to be careful. His team needs him, and he cannot commit a foul anymore. Carrano goes up. Scheidel. Again. Too hard. And it's there. Diouf. Limeno showing a clear idea of soccer instilled by Coach Galdames, who interestingly started his career in the national team in a friendly against Guatemala. Also, his last game with the national team was against Guatemala. Fun fact. He's played also in the qualifiers for the World Cup. Never made it to the World Cup. Salvador is a relatively small country in the world of soccer, especially in the history of the World Cup. And so he hasn't had a chance to play the most important competition in the world of soccer. But we can definitely agree that his career is something to be talked about. He himself was talking about the growth of UPSL. Started with very few teams and now expanded to having almost 650 teams nationally. Trying to create a culture for soccer. Trying to connect the local communities with this beautiful game that is so loved all around the world. Scheidel again on the throw. Unconventional choice to let the striker go for that. The header's way too soft. Medina could not be afraid of a shot like that one. Gutierrez. Good stop. Through ball. Setien. Waits the right time. Lets Martinez go down and kicks it easily into the net. 3-0. Limeno. And let's look at the replay. Very smart choice. Bad tackle by the defender. All he has to do is wait for Martinez to go down, stop the ball just in time, and then kick it. Without needing to find much of an angle, because at that point the goal was empty. And now things for Fountain City are looking very, very tough. We're going to need a miracle to change this game. 40 minutes on the clock. Limeno 3, Fountain City 0. 2 goals by Cameleon, 1 goal by Setien. Number 22, the main striker of the team. Now Fountain City needs to reorganize. Setien, the ball comes again in the feet of a man in yellow. There's a good clearance there. Horta had a good chance. Find the 4th goal of the day. It was anticipated though. Geribay goes back to Villegas. Fountain City still struggling here. Diouf misses it, but he was offside. He is a little bit mad at himself. He knows he should have done better. And probably feels good that the referee caught him offside, because that would have been a mistake he shouldn't have done. Now good chance for Menjivar. The ball is for the Reds. Scheidel doesn't go on it this time. It's a corner kick. Chance for Fountain City. They need to find a goal right now before the end of the first half. But it's not a great ball. However, they keep it in. Salomon shoots! Beautiful goal by Salomon, number 10. Gets the ball back after his teammate lost it. Puts it on the post. Lets it bounce. And then it hits the net. Beautiful goal by the number 10, who shows absolute quality. Here we see the cross in the middle. The scheme didn't go as they had wanted, but Salomon does a great play. Goes away from 1-2, and then hits it so the ball goes right on the post and then caresses the net. 3-1, and that's exactly what they needed, to go in the locker room with a little bit more positivity in order to change the result and the story of a game that so far has not been the happy ending they were hoping for. Risky passes there. Gutierrez, probably a foul there, but they're risking. They can't allow Fountain City to score another one because that will allow them to be very, very close. Long ball. Diouf tries to go on it. He does get it. Now Gutierrez. Nothing to do there. And I'm sure Diouf is eating his hands, as we say in Italy, after missing that important opportunity in front of the goal. Shot from the distance. The power was there. The precision wasn't. Martinez. Risky exchanges there, but Salman does a really good job. High ball, wrong header. Scheidel goes on the press. Very by. Good play here by the defender of the City. Leatherwood. Ruhana. Play. Scheidel calls for the ball in the middle. Play doesn't see him. And that's, it seemed like a foul. It seemed that there was a kick on Danny Duran. The referee was looking elsewhere. If I had to tell you my honest opinion, I do think there was a contact there, which would have created an important chance for a free kick from about 16, 17 yards. Let's look at the replay. And it seems that the pass was being made by Duran, and he was hit on the thigh. And we would need to try to understand. Not even on the thigh. It seems that there was a push on the back. Definitely something the referee could have called. Valle. Setien anticipated this time. Setien. Diouf. Diouf for Setien. Setien. Nothing to do. He calls for the contact. The referee doesn't seem to want to give a penalty. However, he is worried about the conditions of Setien. Taking a little break here to figure out what was going on. Maybe we'll have access to a replay because it seemed that Setien arrived a bit first before on the ball, and then his foot was touched. Here's the throw. Cross in. Gutierrez. And now Diouf. One-on-one by Diouf, who loses it. And Martinez catches. Let's look at that contact in the box. It seemed clean. Like a great aerial contrast by Manuel Duran. Good defending by him. Valle trying to find space. But Leatherwood seems to have found more his dimension during the game. He was suffering those long kicks at the beginning. The ref calls the end of the first half. We'll take a 15-minute break. We'll allow the players to go back in the locker room, drink a sweet tea, and we'll see you back in 15 minutes. Yeah. And we're back in after a really interesting first half with many opportunities on both sides. The result really doesn't say it all. There could have been so many more goals, even though a 3-1 in the first half is very good. Some difficulties creating game, putting the ball down on the ground, building up the play, but definitely some fantastic plays by individuals like Jaime Leon, who scored 2 goals by himself and was about to score another 2 if Martinez hadn't decided to build a brick wall in front of the goal. And then finally, the beautiful goal scored by Salman on a corner kick that didn't go exactly the way they had hoped. He gets the ball back from the defender, finds a tiny bit of a spot, hits the post, lets it go to kiss the net. Opening up the game, it's 3-1. Obviously, we're not going to forget about the goal by Setien. Through ball. He stops it as he sees Martinez coming out. Martinez dives, and that gives him the perfect timing to just place the ball in the middle of the net, putting his team on a temporary 3-0, which, as I said, is balanced back by the goal by Salman, number 10 of Fountain City. The game seemed completely over, but then that goal by Salman reopened the discussions. It is true that Limeno has had more chances, but Fountain City has found a way to penetrate their defense several times, creating opportunities. And we hope to see another fun half, maybe more goals. Silbi. Nice touch there. Passes to Child. Good save by Medina. This one was the first one where he had to take care of the situation himself. Not an easy one. He goes down, puts it in corner. Ball in. Shadow goes for the jump, but ball is cleared. Fountain City still in possession. Not anymore. Valle tries to go away unsuccessfully. So Garibay starts back from Medina, who opens up on the other side, but this time Clay finds the anticipation. Long through ball. This one is beautiful. Just a few inches separated him from the goal. Menjivar really had a good chance here. Good run, good movement. Just a few inches. Salman tries the shot from the distance. It's the bar of the football. No danger from Medina. Probably wasn't expecting that shot. Yeah, it's beautiful. Ball goes up. Setien. 1-2, beautiful triangle there between the two men in yellow. Cross in the middle is intercepted. Now Fountain City can go. Silby. Too many yellow jerseys around him. Finds a way to get a throw for his team. Again, with power here, changes, and that's a missed opportunity. The ball goes high. He probably didn't hit it the way he wanted to. Horta, Carlos Horta, with a chance to close the game. Here goes the replay. The replay from the previous occasion with Silby looking for Scheidel, who goes for the shot, and beautiful save by Medina. Back into play. And it seems very similar to the first half, a game where anything could happen at any time. Fun game to watch. And it seems that all the players are determined to put on a good performance, and we've seen it so far. Let's go back to looking at the opportunity created by Limeno, with Setien going away with strength, changing the ball for Carlos Horta, who probably thought that was going to be an easy goal for him, but then kicked the ball out. Silby. Salman. Luhana for Silby. Silby doesn't manage to keep it in. So Luis Horta passes to Villa Gomez. Gutierrez. All taken back by Salman. Great performance by him so far. Omnipresent. Dieuf with a Veronica. Looking for that through ball. Goes on the side. Ball in the box. Setien with the header. Martinez prepared as usual. Clay tries to go away. There's probably a foul. Yes, there is. And Setien doesn't seem to like that. He goes on his face. He just ironically smiles at him, sarcastically smiles back at him. And the tension is definitely building up in this game. We can give a look back at the play by Diouf. Goes in between the line, opens out wide, cross in the box. And then that header just couldn't find the right strength and angle to defeat Martinez. The ref is talking to Setien to make sure he doesn't replicate that type of behavior. But we know it. It's the adrenaline of the game. Things happen. We move on. Yes. Jaime Leon. Setien. Setien loses it this time. Continues committing another foul. Referee calls it. It's probably no bad intention. Just the desire to score another one. It was a handball. Go for Limeno. Long one here. Leatherwood was prepared, and we've said that he has changed his approach from the first half and has been covering much better in defense. And that shows the intelligence of the soccer player, being able to adapt the difficulties within the game. Scheidel goes all by himself now and takes the corner. Beautiful play, individual play by him. But he creates another opportunity for Fountain City. Here comes the cross. Raising one arm as to call for a scheme. The ball this time is far away on the second post. Not enough strength with that impact on the ball by Scheidel. The ball was high, and the defender was good at putting the pressure on him to make sure he couldn't find that impact. Again. Goes in the middle here. Gutierrez. There's a foul in the middle of the field. The referee gives it. He wants to make sure the level of animosity on the field doesn't get to the point where he's going to have to take some repercussions. Diagom is probably going to be looking for Diouf. Actually goes in the middle. He managed to stop the ball with his chest, so we move on. Looking for a through ball there, but too much pressure on him. Good ball for Diouf. Beautiful play. Now he can switch it up on the other side. Decides to go to Setien. Unsuccessfully. Beautiful play again by Salman, who's teaching lessons over there in the midfield. Scheidel tries to go away, commits the foul. In fact, his arm was around the neck of Jaime Leon. And if we look at it, Jaime Leon is playing more backwards. Horta switch sides, and they alternate between playing fullback and winger. And it's definitely something we had seen coming. Not so much in the first half, but now that the game has become more intense, the two have tried to shift up things. Salman, Scheidel keeps the ball in and switches. Play. Leatherwood now. He can reach it. He does. No, he doesn't. Because Valle arrives there first. Puts it out. And it's not going to be a corner. Instead, a throw. Oh, no, it's going to be a corner. Corner for Fountain City. Arm raise, scheme, ball in. Scheidel can't reach it. And now they have to be careful because Limeno could go for the counterattack. Long ball intercepted, though, very well by Rujana. Frustration by Danny Duran, who didn't think he had committed a foul. Obviously, the referee thought differently. Etienne tries to put it down, but the ball lands on his neck, which is never a pleasant experience, and finds or tries to find a very intriguing solution. Ball is too long. Martinez. Good play by Jaime Leon. Goes away from three players, Jaime Leon. Playing on a break. Managed to go away in a moment where he was surrounded by men in yellow. Carlos Horta. Luis Horta. Openings here. Through ball. Wonderful. But it's offside. Martinez had made sure to save it. But it was offside, in fact. Almost 60 minutes on the clock. Fountain City needs to find a goal to reopen the whole game and put some psychological pressure on Limeno, who's so far been superior, at least in terms of opportunity created. But they've seemed to have slowed down just a bit. Risky dribbling there as a last man. And Leon tries a play out of the ordinary. He still manages to get the throw. It's definitely going to be a competition for the man of the match between Diouf, Leon, Martinez, who's done some incredible saves, and obviously Salman, who's scored the goal, the only goal today for Fountain City. And that's good defending there, giving it all to make sure that through ball was not going to reach the winger. It is, however, a corner. Obtained by Fares, who came in between the first and the second half. It seems that we have an injury right here, or cramps. So the ref gives time for medical assistant to join in the field to make sure it's nothing we should be worrying about. A little bit of that magic spray, the famous magic spray, the big question mark in the world of soccer. Has cured so many diseases on the fields. And here we go. Back again on our feet. And he's going to want to try to get in back in the field as soon as possible. Carrano, center back of his team. It's fundamental in moments like these when you need to stop conceding in order to stay in the game and punish later on when everybody's getting more tired. But it's 10 against 11 right now. And still, Fountain City finds a way to keep it out. Carrano's calling the attention of the referee because he wants to get in. And now he's back in. 11 v 11. Rujana. Play. It's a missed pass there. Risky. Through ball for Leon. Martinez reads it. Very good reading by Martinez. He knows how quick Leon is. It's been a duel between the two since the beginning of the game. Very fun to watch. Shido puts a nice ball down. But then there's too many in the opposition there to let that through ball capitalize. Clearance. Diouf. Leon. Can't manage to go away from those four. Salman. So much going on right now in the midfield. Perez calls for the foul. The referee gives him his attention. On the line of the 45. Lui Sorta on the ball. Here he comes. Youth. Go for a cross, he does. Pares was in there being dangerous. Salomon calls for a foul. The ball was a little bit high on the side of the player of Limeno. Imitates the gesture again. But obviously the referee doesn't agree. And it's something important to look at the division because Kalanji Pro Profile beat Dalton United. That is something to take into consideration because they are the former champions and they are the team to beat. And Limeno needs the 3 points today if they want to have a say in the race for top positions. However, on the other side, they're finding David. It's a David versus Goliath game with David trying to maintain order and gain control over this game here again to avoid relegation. Nice ball for Scheidel. Kicks it. Medina with his right foot. Keeps it out, but it's not over. Or it is. The ref is going back. There has been a contrast. Maybe we can see the replay of it. He was going for the attempt to get the ball back, and he probably didn't place his leg as he had wanted to. However, he did create a great chance for Scheidel, who went for the power. Medina says no. And it's Ruhana on the ground. He's touching his knee. It seems very painful. We want to hope all the best for him. It's a very soft spot for soccer players. Just the bad positioning of the leg could have been what brought Ruhana to be on the ground right now with all his teammates trying to reassure him. And you never like to see that. He was playing a very good game so far. But his team might need to find some solutions on the bench. Because it doesn't seem like he will be able to continue. The ref is giving him all the time in the world, and that does tell us that the injury might be something that he will have to carry on after the game. This will also probably be taken as a water break. It's a time to regather some energies in order to make the last 25 minutes of the game as interesting as possible with the highest pace as possible. He was trying to get the ball back. It's his left leg that got injured. And here we can look again at the shot by Scheidel. Dina does a really good job of keeping the game on the 3-1. And now we see even Nicolas Gutierrez making sure his opponent is doing okay. But it seems like he's going to need some help to be getting out of the field as soon as the referee finds the time to. And the medical assistance indicates that it's appropriate to. Not fun to have to watch this. We'd much rather enjoy watching a good soccer game, but this is part of the sport. These things happen. The players know it. Longer break than we would have expected. But obviously the priority right now is the health and physical condition of Said Rouhana. We would all hope to see him getting out of the field on his feet, maybe with some support. Instead of having to be carried out, because obviously that would mean that the injury is of a bad entity. He's getting up right now, not putting any weight on his left leg, which is in extreme pain right now as it looks. Scheidel helps him out, as a good teammate should. And now he is calling the attention of people on the bench to go help him, because Scheidel is supposed to play the game. And as much as I'm sure he's happy to bring his teammate out of the field, the game needs to continue, and the referee makes that point. And so here come other teammates ready to help Said Rouhana. And I'm sure this time that we've been waiting here, which has been around 5 minutes, will be taken back later on after the 90th minute. So we will be playing a longer game, but it needs to be done because the game is entertaining, and Fountain City needs to have their opportunity to make it even. So we see with number 12, Rome will substitute Rouhana. Obviously different qualities coming in from this player. And we'll see if something will change over there in the midfield to create new dynamics to hurt Limeno. Manuel Duran goes long for Scheidel. And there was a foul over there. It seems that he had stopped the ball in an uncommon manner, but then it really was because there was a contrast. Physical tackle. And it seems that he's touching his hand. Maybe, I imagine, the defender of Limeno could have stepped on it, and that's what the referee saw. Hopefully it seems fine. In the meantime, we see Salman placing the ball, hoping to find the right spin to surprise the defense of Limeno and find the goal to fully reopen the game. Here it comes in the middle. Kick from the outside, too slow. Medina stops it with his chest. And here we see that he's trying to slow down the game. In fact, he waited for Scheidel to go put on some pressure before he caught the ball and passed it on the side. In the meantime, we've seen also Marquez getting in the field, substituting Setien, who was a little bit nervous in the last few minutes. But it is also true that he did score the goal of the 3-0, the goal that is keeping Limeno up of 2 by 2, which is very important at this moment of the game. Clearance here. Yif goes on pressure. He does good enough of a job to let the player, Danny Duran, do a mistake. Here goes Diouf. Diouf switches it up. Good ball here on the side for Panagos, who gets the deflection he wanted. In fact, he gets a corner. Cross in, Clay puts it out, but here's another opportunity. Gutierrez. Diouf. De la Espada. Diouf. Referee says that he needs to back up a little bit. That wasn't where the ball went out. Gutierrez. Again for De la Espada. Finds a corridor. And misses the pass. Fountain City needs to level up in these last few minutes, because it's in the interest of Limeno to kill the game and put it to sleep. They will not manage to do it if they do these little mistakes. Ball in. Clearance. Salmon. Now Menjivar goes long for Scheidel. Scheidel with his body. Scheidel again, one-on-one. Scheidel, good tackle there. Salmondo. Rome. Goes back. Duran loses it. Beautiful play here by Panagos. Panagos goes with his pace, and then the tackle comes. But the ref had seen some arms on his back by Clay, and that's a good position to find the goal of the 4-1 at the 78th minute of the game. We saw it. He's been taking care of all the free kicks today. He takes care of this one too. Horta in the middle. Clearance. Silby comes down to get the ball. Looks for his teammates, who are getting out of the box a little too slowly, but now they find their space. Good tackle there by De La Hispana. Ball goes out. Fountain City trying to increase the pace here. Scheidel. The ball probably was already out even before he touched it. And so it is a redo because, in fact, the referee said the ball never went in the field. Here comes Silby. Wrong pass. Panagos. Here comes it. Martinez. That right foot was choked. Martinez was ready for it. He saw it coming. Panagos again, unstoppable. He's so fast. Filled up with energy. Panagos! That's how you kick the ball with your left foot. Strength, precision. What can Martinez do there? And let's look at the replay because he came with an absolute pacer. Look at that. Misses the right touch with the first ball, but then wins it again, goes fast, hits it with his left, and that's how you're supposed to do it. Incredible that he started from the bench. That tells you the amount of talent that Galdames can deal with on that left side. We talked so much about Jaime Leon in the first half, but this is a beautiful goal, maybe the most beautiful of the day. And it somehow closes all the hopes of Fountain City to find a goal that could reopen the game. At this point, even if they scored another one, they would have to score another two, which is not impossible, but very difficult. With only 10 minutes left on the clock. Scheidel. Finds a nice play there. Rome. Right idea. They couldn't keep going. Now, Limeno seems to want more. The pass is not right. Play. That's a foul on him. No discussion. Marquez knew it. In fact, he goes to grab the hand of his opponent. Probably didn't notice it. A bit of frustration, too, for Fountain City after they had created good opportunities to reopen a game that was very difficult from the beginning. After they received a goal after only 1 minute from the whistle of the referee when the sun was still up. Diouf. Gutierrez. Diouf again. Gutierrez. Leatherwood finds the timing there. And yes, it is ball for Limeno. They continue their play. Marquez loses it, and then he falls on the ground claiming that he got hit in the face. Now, I'm not sure whether he was hit with the shoulder of the opponent by Carrano or maybe somehow with slap, which occasionally happens because soccer players are moving their hands all the time to find space. Marquez takes a second. Goes outside of the field because that's the rule if the game had stopped, such as in this scenario. Double substitution here. Fountain City trying to put in some new forces. in order to at least not allow any more goal, which would put some weight psychologically on the team. Shot from the distance. No chance that will go in. But it's obvious that if you need to try some things, this is the score when you want to do that. When you have less pressure on you. Try new things that you can later apply in other games when the stakes and the pressure is higher. Gutierrez. Yes. Porta. Goes back to the goalkeeper. It's not Medina anymore. There's been a substitution over there too. Martinez goes up. Carrano loses it. Tries to commit a foul. He's unsuccessful. Ball in, and beautiful defending there by the new entry. Corner kick. This is definitely time for the substitutions to show all their value. Here's the scheme. Waits a second, Gutierrez. Then goes in. Play clears. It's not over, though. Shot, and another goal. This time by Panagos. The substitutions absolutely paid off. Panagos gets the ball on the clearance of Clay. Touches it with his right foot, and then hits it on the left. Another goal. It's 5-1. We can give it back a look. Cross by Gutierrez. Clearance by Clay. A little bit of chaos there. And Panagos gets the ball back and puts it with the right spin on the left. Martinez doesn't reach it. Substitution in the house of Fountain City. Martinez out. Unlucky that he had to end the game with 5 goals because he really did do some beautiful saves during the game. Clay tries to get on this one. He does with determination, but the ball goes out. You can tell that Fountain City does still have the desire to look for that one goal that may not change the result of the game or the result of the season, but it may help the team find a better place to start with and to start from for the next games. '88th minute on the clock. And the ending result at this point seems very clear, offside. There were definitely moments in the game, and 5-1 is a very harsh result because we have seen so much from Fountain City. We have seen the attempts, the play, and obviously there were moments of blackout which caused the goals, and there were moments in which the quality of the opposition was so high that they really couldn't do much. And I'm talking about the shots from the distance or that last beautiful goal we saw by Panagos, who goes away with another great play here. Well, it was a foul. The referee calls it on Rome. Coming up, another substitution. Salman from the line of the 27 yards. Probably going to go for a shot from the distance. We have seen the quality that can come out of his feet. His right foot specifically. Instead goes for a cross. Scheidel is there. And beautiful save by the new entry goalkeeper, who keeps the result on the 5-1 and tries to attempt a counterattack. But nothing to do there for Farias. Still high rhythms in the game, which is odd considering the result. 18 for 21. The substitution here. So Danny Duran goes out and Alejandre comes in. Ball for Sylvie. Let's see if he can put it down. Hard to manage. Salman with his usual class. Yef forgets the ball. Leaves it behind, but somehow manages to get it back with a little bit of luck there. Gutierrez still running as if it was the 15th minute of the game. Unlimited gas tank on his side. Salman now. Good ball for Rome. It's a 2v1 here. And let's see if Rome is going to try to go for the dribble. He does. And he gets a throw in a good position. Scheidel there tries to invent. Nothing to do though. Salman receives a whole bunch of pressure there and manages to get a foul. Few minutes left still on the clock. And the result that is telling us a story of a game. As we said, many moments, many different moments. Ball in. Rome tries to find it, but the ball is cleared. You have counterattack now. Here could be another chance for a goal. The goalkeeper's ready here and puts it out. Third moment, 23rd minute of the game. I would imagine the ref will give about 6 or 7 minutes of extra time, but then that needs to be judged also considering the result. Sometimes ref will make the game a little bit shorter when they see that the result is already compromised for one of the two teams. It may not be this case though. Because we know that the goal difference could make a big impact in case two teams get to the same position in the stands. And let's say they have tied both games, or one has won one game and the other one the other. And the goal difference makes a big difference. Pardon the game of words. Scheidel goes away with speed here. Good play. All by himself. Goes for the shot. It went on the leg of the defender. Found some good positioning, but it's not over. Scheidel still. Scheidel goes back to Salman. Hits it. Another deflection by the defender, and then here's the shot. Few hopes for that one to go in by Rome, who had tried something new on a volley. He shot the ball too high. Tried to find the coordination and the right impact with the ball, but unfortunately for him, that did not happen. The City players still trying to fight here in the middle of the field with pride. But here Salman goes down. You don't like to see that either. It looked like somebody stepped on his foot, but he is touching his ankle. And the ref allows for medical assistance to join the field. We've already seen the injury of Ruhana, who was actually laying around that same area of the field around 20 minutes ago. We hope all the best for him, as we hope all the best for Salman, who's definitely fatigued. He's getting out of the field. There's probably going to be a quick substitution that will allow the play to continue for these last few minutes. In fact, the minutes will be 8 in total. So another 1 minute and 40 seconds to play. Unless the referee will decide to add even more considering this short break. Horta. Goes long. Long clearance. He missed it there. But he does obtain a goal kick. Good play there in the field. And the referee whistles 3 times. It's all over. Limeno 5, Fountain City 1. Limeno moving up 3 points. Fountain City staying still in their position. But the season is very long and so much can change. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Massimo Balou.
This has been a presentation of the UPSL. Any use of this broadcast without the written consent of the Atlantic Soccer Media Group is prohibited.